Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's the 27th of March and I'm looking at Gridlock on the Commodore 64. This is a brand new release actually, this has not been out very long at all. Released just a few days ago. In fact, yes. So this game, it's a puzzler. It's a puzzle game, yes. It takes a little bit of lateral thinking. So some of you might not like this game, but well, I'm just going to play through it anyway, and we'll do the usual criteria, you know, graphics, sound, etc, etc. We'll do all that as we go. We've got some time. So, yes, really quite an interesting game. You know what, I've played something very similar on mobile. I can't remember what the game's called now, but basically you had to unblock a car park and loads of cars would come out. So it's kind of the same sort of principle, but on the C64. And this does actually play on actual hardware as well, for all of you fanatics out there. I'm playing this on RetroArch, by the way, which is a bloody good emulator. And it also gives us a nice little bezel around the outside with whatever system I'm on. I'm actually really like, that's one of the reasons why I haven't been as active lately. I've been trying to set all this up so it looks all nice and sparkly and spangly and a little bit more eye-catching. So there you go. So the idea is basically to move the traffic out of the way to get your ambulance out. And there's some selfish bastards who park in the car park right in front of you. Look at that lorry. Who parks like that in a hospital car park? Well, wouldn't we say we know somebody who would? Anyway. So the idea is that you use your joystick to select a car. You push the fire button down when you've selected the vehicle, and then you can move it up and down or left and right, whichever the direction it's facing. It's the only ways you can do it. So if a truck is facing on a horizontal, you can't move it vertically, and vice versa as well. So what a great game. I'm actually really enjoying this already. I might have found my niche market of game that I enjoy playing and actually quite good at. So we'll carry on. Graphically, it's really nice. It's very simple. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, does it? It's, you know, it's an ambulance. It's some trucks and some cars and a bit of car park and road. So it's a one-screen affair. Now, you might be interested to know that there are 90 levels on this game. 90. 9-0. And I'm guessing it will get progressively harder as we go along, because that's the kind of game this is. You can see here that you need to be a little bit sort of intuitive with what you're doing, moving stuff out of the way, and we'll look at the UI in just a moment as well, so I can explain what things are doing. Right, so you can see at the bottom there, it said we got a silver badge. Ooh, yeah, we got a silver badge because we did it within a certain time limit. So if you look at the central display at the bottom, you can see there that it's at the moment the text is in yellow. The timer is going up, not down. So there is no game over on this. Realistically, you just don't get as good as a score, or you get I think it's gold, silver, and bronze, and then it's like you don't get any medals whatsoever. So plan carefully if you can. You've got to do it on the fly, obviously, because there's no way you can sort of stop the game and plan your routes. You've got to do it on the fly. So there you go. But I like this. It's good. It's good fun, and it's one of those games where you could pick up and give it a good sort of 20 minute, half an hour go, and then just pop it down and then play it again when you need to have a bit more, when you've got some more time to invest in it. It doesn't need hours and hours and hours, but it might actually end up being hours and hours and hours because it's very addictive. Oh yes. So let's see what else we can see. Now, you can see next to the panel in the middle, we have a keypad. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's the level that we're on. Next to that, you can see the directional buttons that we're actually pressing. So that's quite cool. Controls are lovely. They work really, really nicely, and they are incredibly responsive. So that's always a good thing as well. Because with a game like this, you do need to move stuff around fairly quickly. So to be able to sort of just hover your joystick over the top of the car, press your fire button down and move them, then that needs to be pretty on the ball. And it is. It absolutely is on the ball. So there you go. Oh yeah, save points. I should mention save points. After a certain amount of levels, you get to save your game, and then it updates the music. So you don't get the same soundtrack on each level. Now, bear in mind there are 90 levels, so there's going to be a fair few soundtracks to listen to, which I think is great. But the sound, we might as well cover sound as we're talking about it. The music's amazing. It's really, really good, actual proper, you know, C64 SID chip malarkey, which will put you straight back into being about 10 years old on your C64s. It's brilliant. I love it. And the fact that there's different soundtracks after a certain amount of levels really adds to that to me, because sometimes it can get a little bit monotonous when you are listening to the same thing over and over again. But this actually has, I think it's like 4 or 5 levels, and then it switches up and you get a new soundtrack along with the difficulty rising as well. So we're on call 10 right now. So I'm doing all right. We've got only another 80 levels to go, but this will keep you busy. So if you're a puzzle type game and you like this sort of thing, this is going to keep you going for a long time. It's going to keep me going for a bit as well, which I really like. And once this review's over, I shall continue playing it because I can. But I do recommend you go to the developer website and get yourself a copy of the game if you can. You can get the physical media, and you can, I think you can get the download version as well. This was gifted to me, so I can't really comment on that. But thank you ever so much for the donation of the game. So it's allowed me to play it and review it. So cheers to my friend who wishes to remain anonymous. But I do appreciate you handing me over this copy of this game, so I can give it a good old play for your enjoyment as well as my own. So there you go. But yeah, it's nice. It's this little screen. It doesn't get any bigger than this. So it's the same car park, it just gets busier and busier as we go, it looks like anyway. So there we go, we didn't get a badge that time. Oh, look at that. Even that has a little ditty as well. I love that, absolutely love that. So the graphics, sound and the controls are all absolutely spangly and perfecto, and I love it lots. So there you go. If I can't endorse this game any more than that, I don't know what I can do. Anyway, playability, absolutely on the money. Love the game. It's very well thought out. The puzzle element will keep you going for a bit. There you go. Inserting next music tape. Here we go. So, one busy car park. And we've got to figure this out now, because this is where things start getting tricky by the look of it. So we've got to be a bit more thoughtful about how we do this now. We've got to move stuff around to be able to move. You can move the ambulance back and forth as well, by the way. But yes, this does take a little bit of brain power after a while. This is a tricky one. We need to be able to figure out how we're going to move these cars around and get them so we can move. You see, the keypad now is on the 2. So I'm guessing, 10 is 10, then 2 is 20, 3, 30, 450, and 450. 440. I completely missed out 10 there. Never mind. So all the way up to 90 levels. If you can do 90 levels, I'd love to hear from you, because I think this game's great. And if you enjoy this game, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So please come and drop me some comments, and we'll get a conversation started on this neat little game. The fact it's called Gridlock, and it is literally like, it's Gridlock. But yeah, really impressed with this game. So well done, developer. You've done a great job on this. Mega Style, you are awesome. So there we go. If I can give you guys a little bit of airtime and promote your game a little bit for you, drop me a message. Get in touch. I'd love to be able to give you guys some credit on your games and a bit more airtime and publicity. So hopefully get you a bit more cash in your pockets, because you know what, you guys deserve it. You don't have to do these games for us, but you do. So there you go. Replay value, absolutely. You are going to come back to this game again and again, because you can save it. You don't have to do it all the way back from the start. So you can save your progress, and if you're playing on emulator, you can save state it, but you don't need to, because it will save it anyway. And no password system or anything. It's just literally after 5 levels, I think it will auto save, or you can tell it not to. If you don't want to save it, you don't have to. But I would say, here you go, save point. There you go. Save point breached. Breached? Ha, reached. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Anyway, age rating pretty much any, because it's got a nice learning curve to it. It's not immediately hard. It gets that way, as you can see here. It's a bit more brain power needed to be able to move these cars around. But I love the fact that it's not easy all the way through, because you'd kind of lose your interest in the game. I think if you just be able to blitz through 90 levels without any sort of difficulty rising, I think you probably get fairly bored fairly quickly. This keeps you engaged, and I like that. A game that can keep you engaged for a long time is a plus in my book. So I thoroughly recommend Gridlock. I've not been paid to say this. This is my own personal opinion of the game. I'm really enjoying it. I think you guys will too. So grab a copy if you can, and let me know in the comments what you think. And if you're only going to go off what I'm doing and you go off and get the game, then thank you so much, because I'm just a general Joe. I'm not a professional. I just review games, and if you guys go on my recommendations, then that's fabulous. And if you enjoy the games based on my recommendations, that's even nicer. So there you go. Right then, guys, that's about it from me. I'm going to step away. I'm going to let this play for a couple more minutes, and so you get the whole experience without me talking over the top. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. I should have some more C64 stuff coming for you very, very shortly, and also I'm going to be looking at reintroducing arcade games to the channel as well. So lots of stuff to come, and I do appreciate your patience with me with the channel. I know it's not as busy as I want it to be, but you know, I'm still getting my brain in gear after everything that's happened. So thanks ever so much for your support. All of your kind words and everything over the last few months have been amazing, so thanks very much. And if you've enjoyed this review, remember to drop a like and subscribe as well, so you'll be able to see when the next review and stuff is coming up by clicking the little bell as well. Make sure you ring a ding a dong that bell. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll catch you next time, guys. Until then, you keep it retro, and as always, it's bye for now. Bye bye.